Hi all, this is Lukey, and I thought I'd take some time to do a video on what I learned about posting consistently on YouTube for a year. As a bit of context, I started my YouTube channel in 2017, and it took me like 20 takes to record my first video, and it still wasn't very good. I recorded another video, and that probably took me just as many takes to do as well. And to be honest, I didn't really do too much for the rest of the year. I created a few videos in 2018. I did a series of videos, though they were mostly in batches over the summer month. And in hindsight, I probably should have scheduled them to be a little bit more consistent. And then I ended up signing up for a program with one of the local colleges, and they helped me create a 4-part video series towards the end of 2018. There wasn't much in 2019. Then I started to spend a little bit more time in 2020, and I started the video podcasts towards the end of the year. And these are some solo videos that really took me a long time to record as well. Not the 20 takes as before, but still 5 or more each. And I was also editing these videos, so it took me even more time. And then I started the podcast with guests, which made it easier for me. The first few I edited myself, and then I contracted a freelancer to help me with the video editing. And that helped me get on my way. This helped me keep the video podcasts somewhat consistently on a weekly basis, though on some weeks I had maybe 2, 3 videos, and some weeks I had none. Then in the summer of 2021, I hired a co-op, and she helped me with some videos as well. She has her own little series that you might see on the YouTube channel, a little coffee corner for her. And I hired her to try to get to 1K followers by the end of the year. That didn't happen. In 2022, the podcast was still chugging along. We were still consistently developing content. And by the end of 2022, I was probably just a little more than 500 subscribers. And at the end of the year, I decided, well, you know what? I want to commit and have more focus on YouTube to become a YouTube partner. So this is where the journey really starts. When I decide to be a little bit more consistent on the content creation. So after reflecting a little bit of my content creation challenges, one of my biggest challenges was sitting there and recording content on my own. For the video podcasts, I didn't really have any problems recording these, as it was more of a conversation between people. But when it was by myself, there was just something in me that wouldn't let me record as easily. On one hand, I just want to kind of fight through it and practice recording it on my own. But instead, I opted to use that understanding to my advantage. And so in 2023, I enlisted the help of a friend, Dimi V. And if you haven't checked out his content, make sure to go to his channel and subscribe. And that provided me with some accountability to be more consistent. I would meet with Dimi once a week and we would record. And our approach that we took was to develop content consistently, and then eventually we might have a breakout video, right? And ideally, we would just track to steady growth. And the goal is to have one video in the future to entice folks to look at all the other videos in the channel. We started with a video a week and along with a few shorts. I started by creating a script with a bunch of shorts, and we'd bundle them together to create a longer video. In hindsight, that wasn't the best approach, though I thought it made sense at the time. And it was okay for a period. And some of the initial shorts actually did well and had over 1,000 views. So that gave me some good confidence in them. Prior to that, most of my videos were only getting like tens of views in there. Many of the video topics came from conversations that I was having with folks on LinkedIn or other channels. And for the topics that I was speaking about most frequently, we created some how-to videos on how to do things like write a resume, how to prepare for interviews, how to network step by step, and et cetera, et cetera. And these were more for me to be able to point to folks that were connecting with me and say, hey, watch this. Then we can jump on a call to review your resume or practice interviewing or whatever. And as a bit of a side note, people would ask for resume reviews or interview practice quite frequently. Though when you ask them to watch a video and do some work first, many of them disappeared and didn't ask again. Go figure. Anyway, we produced content fairly consistently, and Demi gave me a lot of good suggestions along the way. We made some small tweaks, whether it be on the title, thumbnail, call to action, or other elements. And then we tweaked the scripts and sometimes made more significant structural changes. And for the videos, a lot of them were just 5 tips strung together. And when the tips came out in shorts, many of the tips were the same tools, the same answers, or the same techniques, and really didn't make sense on their own. Which means that many of the shorts were repeats and didn't make sense in isolation. So to optimize things, we started separating out the topics and the long form videos from the shorts. And then ChatGPT started to gain some steam, so we decided to create a video using an AI-generated script. Can you pick out which one that is? And to be honest, that one didn't do too great, at least at first, though I'll share an update later. And we kept on tweaking, researching topics, different thumbnails. We were constantly asking for feedback. And you can even go through the channel and see the evolution of the videos. We not only adjusted the content, we also adjusted the setup as well. In the first videos at the start, I used a Bluetooth headset, which was small and the sound wasn't too great. And then I switched to a gaming headset, which had better sound quality, though the consistent feedback was to get rid of it because it seemed too bulky and in the way. So now instead, it's a separate mic on the side, and I have a little ring light over there and a little bit of highlight of color in the back. And who knows what will change in the future. We've also been doing a couple of community posts on a regular basis, and then obviously replying and engaging with comments. That's always important. And during the process, we ended up hitting our subscribers somewhere over the summer, and that was obviously a super exciting point. And we've been growing steadily ever since. We're at about 1,300 as of the recording of this video. Thanks to every one of you who has subscribed and watched these videos. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are. There's still a long way to go, but progress versus perfection. And then towards the end of 2023, we got a short that hit over 5,000 views, which is the first time that we achieved that. Oh, and you remember the video where the script was generated using AI? Well, it didn't do so well at the start, though it was very consistent, and over time, it's now currently the best performing long form video on the channel. So in the future, we'll try a few more AI generated scripts. We've even recorded a few AI generated scripts for shorts as well. Overall, there's some consistent progress in terms of metrics and content, and we don't have any viral content as of yet. So the goal is to keep at it and see what happens. And definitely a lot more learning is needed. For the coming year, I hope to spend more hours every week in order to really hone in on useful content to help us get to the 4,000 plus watch hours and become a YouTube partner. So in summary, here are some of the learnings. Well, make the commitment and invest the time. Do what works for you to maintain that consistency, even if it's hiring a friend for help. And don't expect instant results, and by no means am I viral, though the channel is doing much better than when I started. And last, continue to make tweaks and have zero expectations for viral success. Instead, do it because you feel the content needs to be out there and because you enjoy doing it. I hope you found these insights for my content creation activities helpful. And like always, let me know if you have any questions or what you're struggling with in your job search or career, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on jobs, careers, and life. And YouTube recommends that you check out these videos next. Until next time, be focused and stay inspired.